Jazz. You like the B-movie?
The first lieutenant of the Autobots, Jazz is one fun-loving Autobot who quickly grew a liking to Earth. With his good heart, Jazz can go from a bouncing cool beat to a serious strict tone when needed. Jazz was the smallest Autobot in the group to arrive, but that doesn't mean he'll be afraid to take on those machines much larger than him. Jazz is out there ready to take on any Decepticon, just to do what's right. Jazz transforms into a modified Pontiac Solstice. Yes, I actually do know what type of car this is, and it's a weird looking car. Small, yet somewhat round, and to be honest, I think this works. Sure, people might have wanted a Porsche, run what wiki you tease, but I think it fits the character. The slick curves, bubbly standout proportions, and wicked silver deco may not be the favor of the G1ers, but I think this fits for a more modern film design. Transparent blue windows give him a little color, and it really works for the headlights. Oh, taillight paint? Sly. One thing I need to comment on is that he is incredibly short, even without comparing any other figures. Just holding it feels like a Legends figure. I think there's enough going on with the components to work in this class. Not to mention there isn't anything smaller for him to fit. We'll get more into this later. Going back into the alt mode, the one complaint I have is the front. Lining the sides up is difficult because the arms slide off the joints, and the bumper loosely slides in, so you might catch it out of place. If you keep the distance from the wheels and the arms, the wheels roll nicely. And now for a transformation tip! When you fold up the torso and prepare to bring it into the canopy, make sure the peg goes into the hole on the butt. Otherwise, nothing will work. And for weapon storage, fold this up, plug it to the spoiler, and you have the world's dumbest satellite. No wonder Pontiac went out of business. What is he even firing at? Oh, look out, a kite. The figure is small, but it's full of fun if you can get a handle of it. Some of the issues I feel are easy to work with, but could have been improved. Still, as a new version of this, I think the vehicle looks awesome. Robot mode. Jazz in robot mode certainly looks right, with the awesome proportions that make him look reasonably agile. It shows that the original Deluxe figure was more clunky. However, that wonderful painted silver seems forgotten in certain areas. The unpainted gray in the legs and waist feels lame by comparison, though at least he's wearing pants. But what really sets him apart is his incredible short size. I can't even say the backpack counters the plastic usage. Look at Lockdown, he's just a shell of a man. I understand if he feels less of a Deluxe, but he does feel more complex than older Legends figures. Let me ask you something, is the concern for Jazz the idea that figures are getting too small as is, and Jazz looks like an indication things are getting even smaller? Because Jazz was small comparatively anyways, and we have larger Deluxe figures to counter it. I don't think it's really anything to be concerned about, not now at least. And if you say, look at Cliff Jumper, then you're probably looking at the worst examples, because look at Ironhide. He's a huge bitch, isn't he? That head sculpt is straight Jazz. It's got the slick vibe, big ears, silver paint, good mold work for the size, and a visor that you can argue has some purpose, maybe protection, or there could be some scanner underneath, but we all know it's just to look cool. Did someone say, articulation? Ball jointed head, hinge joint, shoulders, forward and back, hinge and ball joint elbows, ball joint hips, rotation below, knee joint, and foot tilt. Articulation is pretty good if you can stand breaking the entire leg. This was the best they could do? Have the boots clip out like a glitch video game? Also, that's a lot of joints in the shoulders, and it worries me because the upper arms is made out of clear plastic that's always shifting. The madness! Other than that, dynamic poses all around! Mostly. Not to mention those heels are a massive help. I don't care if it's inaccurate or not, if you're packing some back, add some heels or slack. Let's take a look at the accessories. Jazz comes with a shield gun that has a peg allowing you to add to this hand and not the other. Gotta admit this looks strange. It's like Dr. Claw's cousin, Dr. Gotham Hand. There's also a tab hole in the back, which you can flip down either hand and plug it so it looks like it's actually a part of the figure. Not only do you forget the weird hands, but this looks really good. If it is too far out, you can flip up the other hand, plug it in, and set it further back, but I'm not concerned. Also, compensation joke. Dual wield! He could do it! He says cool place to kick it, but sadly, GM doesn't do Pontiac anymore. Do you think Jazz likes modern music? I don't know if I would be surprised. I guess he doesn't kiss ya! Jazz is a small Autobot, but it feels needed for the scale, and honestly, I think it works. There's issues I wish they could rework, but as a small deluxe, he's enjoyable. I like the style, and he should have style. I can understand why people would be concerned, but I think Jazz is a case where this works. If you just think about the size too much, you'll miss a really cool figure. If you love the original movie, Jazz is one you should add to the cast of characters. I hope DC casts him for Nightwing.